Good morning, Wednesday morning at the Crazy Picker Life. Well, we get lots of interesting messages through the eBay system. I do get some phone calls and voicemails, and I do get some messages that creep through PayPal to my email addresses. Some of them are interesting. Today on The Crazy Picker Life with Wheeler, Dealer, and Banana Peeler. Welcome, fellow pickers and would-be adventurers. Dealer here. Wednesday edition of The Crazy Picker Life. Well, we don't have a whole bunch of them, but I had a couple this morning that I thought I would just pass along, and then we'll take a look at what we're selling today. So we sell watches, and some of them go global shipping. And I got a message today. I am not even sure what country, but I think it's Italy. I think it's Italian. I would show it, but it has my name in it, so I'm not going to put that on there. Sorry, I'm Dealer. Anyway, I put it in the Google Translate, and they said, "Hey, Dealer, I wanted to warn you that the clock arrived this morning. Thank you, Stephanie." So it's nice when people follow up, but the warn me thing is a little worrisome. Does that mean there's a problem with it? I'd like to warn you that your watch showed up. Thank you. So I did like that one. And then I've been having an ongoing challenge with this shipment to China. We have improved our shipments to China lately, and part of the problem, of course, the Chinese characters and the way they do addresses really is sort of upside down. They have the country towards the top, and then everything flows down. We've put phone numbers on there. That tends to help. The worst ones are the ones that come through PayPal just with the Chinese characters. And typically those will come from somebody that is inexperienced in how US to China mail goes. And I think that opens it up for either theft or loss or something. The translation between the Chinese characters and getting it on my paper is not so good. And the address, I can put that on there, and then I can put an arrow and I can print the actual address the way it was given to me on there. It should be enough, but this one is seemingly lost. It's been 6 or 7 weeks. It's a $60 item, plus I would have to eat the $13, $14 shipping unless I wanted to pursue that. So we've been going back and forth. Here's the message I got today. I sent the person to their local post office to see if anything was waiting for duty, or to see if they could pull up anything at their local post office with the tracking number. Sometimes that will shake something loose if they've just been hanging on to it for one reason or another. I went to China Post today and found no information. It is estimated, and this meaning the package, it is estimated to be lost and depressed. My package to this gentleman is lost and alone and depressed. Okay, so we got a bunch of main level camera channel orders here. I will run those through the view screen, and if it works out, I'll show the other items that we sold as well. Bunch of them here, good ones. We're in a momentum period for sure. Here's some sort of a graphic Graflex back. Let's see, what do they call this? Stern Studio Camera Graflex. We've had this for a year. Took a offer a little bit off what it was listed for, still for 80 bucks. Mamiya 645 motor drive piece, 66 bucks. Here's a Rodenstock lens bubble
with no lens in it for $15. Some sort of a gelatin, Kodak gelatin filter, 13 bucks. Here is a Canon 110 ED film camera in there in that box, $26.69. Here is some sort of a camera with a funky front area there. Printex Mini Press 2x3 sheet film, rare, $213 bucks. That's a good one. Kodak Retina filter, 15. Hasselblad winding crank knob, 13 bucks plus shipping. Where are we going? Australia. Rolleiflex filter, $29 in a little case. Here's a Nikon boxed focusing screen, 35 bucks. Hasselblad medium format film back, 114 bucks. Pentax lens hood, big and one, 18 bucks plus 23 shipping. Going to Australia. I better check to make sure they're not going to the same place. And a Canon lens, 40 bucks plus some shipping. Going to Singapore. Okay, we got to get packing and running in the rain. Where's my lighting? Hey. And we'll be back. Okay, so before I go running in the rain, I'm going to show an update on my yellow sheets and do a little explanation. I think this is interesting, so let's go. Now, you've seen some of these before. I put sheets in the totes that I sorted, and I put a sort of an arbitrary baseline number of what I thought these would list out at. So here's a 700, and it came through as 2342. 200, you've seen that one before, listed out at 689. 500 is my number, my lowball number, listed out at 1600, which is a, you know, it's pretty close. It's an estimate of what was listed. All these are estimates, of course. 1200, and this one was recent, 2700. Okay, so why the discrepancy and what does it mean, right? I put a number on there based on how many cameras were in there, how many lenses were in there, how many pieces were in there. Eyeball, not looking much up, just I started talking to Wheeler, and then I just was like putting my own numbers on there. I needed a baseline number, and I'm able to put a baseline number on there because I've been in the camera business. So why is it so much more? Well, I knew it would be more, and I hoped it would be more. And part of it is with cameras, there's like a Canon AE1 camera, okay? Canon AE1 camera, you would think, what does a Canon AE1 camera go for? You think you'd be able to say, oh, $100. But it's not quite that simple, because you have to test the camera. And part of the reason we're successful, and part of the reason we can get high dollar, is we will sell a Canon AE1 as a parts camera. In fact, we'll even take parts off it sometimes and throw the body away and sell the parts. But we'll sell one all the way from the low end to, hey, it has the Canon squeak, it works pretty good, here's what's wrong with it, to the body's rough but it runs perfectly, or it runs really well, to this is near mint, to this is mint, to this is brand new in box. So it all depends on a number of things, and because of the uniqueness and all those things, and because we describe it, and because we call ourselves that Canon guy, which by the way promotes Canon vintage cameras, and I think that's why we're allowed to do that. It's more of like we're a fan. We had some questions on that. It's hard to estimate. Now, we also, as another example, and typically when I look at making my number, I'm estimating towards the low end. Hey, this is going to be a well-used running Canon A1, not, you know, here's a premium one. and sometimes we get premium things, and that premium items can double, triple the normal value. Some people want premium items. Some people, when they buy the 1970 Porsche, they want it to be a 10,000 mile, you know, one that's been stored away. Some people want a driver's car. Some people want one that's all beat up and chopped up that they can fix up. So the other bunch of items that we get, there's typically only, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4 listed on eBay. And so when we price those items, we typically price towards the high end of them. It's not, a lot of the items that we list are not commodities. It's not like listing an iPad where, you know, there's a price range that iPad is going to sell in. Maybe it's a 10% price range, and everybody's going to sell in there no matter what. If you get best match, you might get a little bit more. If you're high to low and you're the lowest, you might get a little bit, you know, you might get sold. A lot of our products have a little more leeway in there, and it has to do with somebody comes along, it has to do if they trust you, it has to do with our feedback, it has to do with the presentation of our pictures, it has to do with if we tested it, if we guarantee it, all those things. And some would call that a little bit of a smokescreen. I personally would call it a good market to be in, because the price is in the eye of the beholder of sorts, you know. So we can sell things typically the high end. Now that does backfire quite a bit, because sometimes you'll shoot a price up there and it's sort of like shooting a splat on the wall, and 6 months later it still hasn't sold. A year later it still hasn't sold, and then somebody might make you an offer. So you get the pro end of that, you get some premium prices, and when you list things you get some premium list prices. But they don't all sell right away. You're not in a fast-moving market. And so I happen to know that I estimated this at $1,200, and we listed it at $2,700. What's the actual sell price going to be? Well, it remains to be seen. These are pretty good items. So the actual sell price, when I put them on sale, when time ticks off, you know, maybe a few will never sell. Probably not with premium items like this. But instead of $1,200, instead of $2,700, it might be sell price $2,000. It might be $2,300. It might be $2,400. So I realize that these numbers are arbitrary. There's no game being played here. I'm not trying to put up numbers that razzle dazzle anybody. But it is how it is. I hope that helps. The running hat, the skull cap, is coming out. It's that chilly, 61 and rainy. Okay, run over. Didn't get too wet. I think we got most of the main camera channel stuff out. There's a few large and oddball ones that I will be involved in packing, and expensive ones. Other orders, we got a watch for 14 bucks, piece of a watch, non-working watch. Camera manual, 10 bucks. Gary Fong miscellaneous, 11 plus shipping. Looks like a Canon piece, 6 bucks plus shipping. This buyer bought a Canon visor and some other miscellaneous camera stuff, 8 bucks plus shipping. It's not that important. It was like 8 bucks, 8 bucks, 8 bucks. $12 plus shipping. 6 bucks. No, 8 bucks plus shipping. So I'll have to do some shipping refund for combined shipping. And then these diffusers don't sell for much, but that was 6 plus shipping, and that was $8.79 plus shipping. Okay, so these things that are coming through here are sort of, most of those are from the first wave or the second wave of listing the junk, the camera junk, the low-end stuff that I've been listing. The first wave through, when I don't reduce the price, there's some good items in there. There's some $20, $30, $50, $100 items in there. some $200-300 items, like in the case of the enlargers and some things like that. Then on those, I am very aggressive after 30 days. 30 days goes by, if something on that channel hasn't sold, I discount it 20%. And then bam, it goes for another 30 days. Some of these items that just went here are either low cost to start with, or they've been through 1 or 2 cycles and they still sell, and I'll ship them out. Somebody wants them, I'm willing to make a few bucks. At that point, my listing is up. Relisting it takes virtually 0 time, and if I can still sell it before I chuck it in the garbage, that's fine with me. So not a lot of money there, but keep moving stuff out. So that's just the way that is. I don't know what the total is going to be today. We picked up a couple more orders, and sooner or later I'm gonna have to take them to the post office. Okay, technically 21 going out, 21 orders. Okay, so I say technically my latest 11% off sale ended today at 2 p.m. my time, and so with PayPal being a little laggy and us being a little laggy today, whatever, I've got 4 orders that I didn't pack that came in before the bell. I just couldn't pack them. And then I have 1 order that I ran through the system and left on my desk. I'll ship that out for the guy on Friday so that it satisfies eBay getting put in the hopper, and then this guy wants me to hold on to it so it shows up next week instead of on the weekend. So if I want to be super optimistic, however you want to word that, that's 26. So we're still at the 1 an hour pace, even though I can't get them all out on time. And we'll just push those 4 till tomorrow. Now my sale did end, and I will put things on sale again soon on that channel, just because if they're on sale, I sell more. I sell more than 11% more. I sell probably 40% more. I can see it on the graphs. I can see it in the dollar figures. To me, it's worth it. And the clock is always ticking on that. Now, I had somebody put a comment down that they were able to put things on sale or some kind of promotion on a 30-day listing right away, and I haven't substantiated that. I haven't experimented. A lot of times I'll just do something until I'm forced or told that there's an alternative, and I just haven't explored that yet. Okay, so sometimes we get proactive. I noticed we had 4 orders in the hopper when I went off to USPS, and I thought, well, I don't want to really leave those till tomorrow. So 2 more came in. I had Banana Peeler find the orders, and I'm gonna whoop them out and pack them. I got a broken camera, which is $17.79 plus some shipping. We've got a bottom plate. No, Nikon. Ooh, Nikon close-up focusing screen. That don't look like a focusing screen. That looks like a focusing screen. So my putter outer, that looks like a camera body. That looks like a base plate. Uh-oh. Some things are not in the right order here. Hang on. Banana Peeler, you usually do such good work.
Yep. Did I mix up the invoices?
You're in trouble.
Huh.
Well, the items don't seem to line up with the invoice. Let's get those straightened around. What if your poor dad packs those and out they go? Alright, have fun on your paper out in the rain.
Yep.
Okay, let's try that again. bottom plate for a motor drive. It looks right. 17 bucks plus shipping, going to South Korea. Nikon focusing screen, $31 plus shipping, going to the Netherlands. Now here's the Nikon broken camera, dead back, no mount, 15 bucks plus shipping. Occasionally you'll get a camera that's worth pretty good money, but it's busted up. If you describe it right, sometimes you can sell it. Here is a nice lens, $56.99. Here is a Nikon gelatin filter holder, 11 bucks plus change. Heavy brass Leica M39 tube set, 27 bucks. Let's get these packed and out, or at least out tomorrow. Okay, getting down there on stuff to put out here. We've got developer film holders. Put 4x5 pictures and dip those in your chemicals. That's an 8x10. These go for really good money. They don't make them anymore. Stainless steel. 25 of these went for 100 bucks. So I don't have 25 there, but those are good. More film holders. And a Canon lens pouch, identifiable, should go for 10 bucks, so I definitely will list that. Okay, so getting down there on totes full of stuff to list. This last week I've been listing some of the things that I took out of the totes for Wheeler. I think there might be one more day of sorting and throwing. And you know, I've got little boxes of stuff all over the place that I need to keep wrapping up, but it's getting down there. There are some underneath this table, and there's one over there down the aisle that I'm going to go through again, and most of that actually is going to be throw out, with a few things that probably will be lot up. Most of the things there will not stand alone. In other words, I'm not going to list something for $2 or $2.99 or $3.99 unless I have a lot of them. Unless I have a lot of them, like 10 of them, 20 of them, 30 of them, 50 of them. So some of that stuff is just onesie twosie stuff, and there's just not enough of it. So I need to get that out of my life. Then if we go into the back room, I had a bunch of stuff in the bathroom yet. That's where this stuff came from. If I go into the back room, all that will be remaining will be this wall and this stuff. There's a few $100s there, but I got to sort the stuff that I've sorted out, like that tote and a few other small totes, into these, and then I need to talk to Wheeler and then lay these things out and just auction them out. Trying to remember. Oh, I know what that is. There's watches under that camera and something else that's not very exciting. So anyway, I think there's here's a few things. There's some flashes under there. You know, there's always it seems like there's always stuff, but I keep backing my stuff like this into a corner, and I keep going at it like a shark after a piece of meat on a hook. Pretty soon the shark is going to get the meat or get hooked, and I ain't going to get hooked. So I'm going to get the meat. It's going to be out of here one way or another. And then until the next time, when we bring a bunch of stuff home, which we have plenty, I'm done with it. You know, I do not hate camera stuff. I just am not smart enough to deal with the good stuff. I'm not dedicated enough to test it and deal with the good stuff. I enjoy the buying of it. I enjoy the sorting of it. I enjoy the selling of it. I just can't list the good stuff. So I'm glad we have Wheeler. So I hope to get back to stuff I like to deal with, I like to work with, I like to buy, sell, list, and follow up and get it to somebody that wants it. That will be coming soon. Tomorrow is another day. Pick well, list often, dealer out.
Hey, Wheeler.
Dealer Production.